Ladies, have you ever wondered what a highly appreciated and valued and sought after woman is like in intimacy? Gentlemen, ever wondered what one of those amazing women are actually like in intimacy? Well, I got you covered. Today, I'm tackling 7 things that highly valued women do in intimacy. Before I get into this video, I have 2 invitations for you. The first one is that you check out Get Your Orgasmic Intimacy ebook. This one is a highly strategic tool for anybody out there who's walking the path of sexual growth. Those are the most frequent topics that I've worked in coaching sessions for the past 5 years with both men and women. And you get my coaching insights. You get micro experiments, so those are small exercises that you do either with questions or with practices. And occasionally you get a coaching story, so an anecdote from a client that I've worked with to illustrate more from their own experience. The second invitation that I have is that you be extremely conscious and mindful of the stuff that you're going to hear. I'm talking not vulgar things, not at all. But I am talking very straightforward things. I'm talking about standards, selection, and so on. Not necessarily the most comfortable topics, and if you know that you are easily triggered, it might be a great thing for you to stop watching right now and just seek out, lighter materials, because maybe this one is not for you right now. If you have any open or unsolved stuff, emotional wounds and so on, recently broken up, this might not be a video that will help you right now. So that being said, let's get into it. Number 1, these highly valued women in intimacy know themselves. Period. They know what works for them, what arouses them, how it feels when they're aroused, how it feels when they are ready, when they might not necessarily be just ready yet, and what to do, what to ask for, how to guide, know their boundaries, know how to connect to their body in every single moment so that they stay present. Maybe their arousal wanes or it just goes away or something went wrong. So they know how to connect to their body, they're in tune with it, and they have enough confidence to speak it out, not necessarily bluntly, okay? Nothing can be that blunt in intimacy unless their boundaries are being broken so badly that they need to speak up bluntly. But otherwise, they do it with tact. Also, these women know themselves well enough to actually be able to listen to the other person. So they know themselves enough that they have self-esteem and self-trust and self-confidence so they can receive feedback, even the one that is not so bright always, because that also happens in intimacy. Nobody's perfect, and they know this, and they handle it because they know themselves. The second thing, and this one you're going to say that it's really basic, but this is not applied well enough still. These women are very good breathers. If you've watched enough videos on this channel or on any other channel, or if you've read a book around intimacy, or if you've taken a session or gone to an event, you will have heard how breath is extremely important in intimacy. And you will have heard me say that just like athletes need to be good breathers, swimmers, also singers, or anybody that plays any instrument that requires their pipes, so windpipes, that means that they are good at breath because that's how they circulate energy, that's how they bring energy to whatever they're doing, and that's how they can perform if they're athletes or anybody that uses breath for their work. The same goes in intimacy, okay? Great lovers are excellent breathers. The third thing, they are open to different opinions and expressions. And by open, I mean open-minded. So they are not judgmental. They know and they understand that people have different opinions around sex, sexuality, boundaries, what works, what doesn't work. They are aware and they understand that there are people who express differently, and they do not judge. So it might not apply for them, they might not like it or resonate with it, but that doesn't mean that other people are wrong or of low quality and so on. The only place where they do not have an open mind is around abuse, obviously, and all the negative expressions. In that case, when somebody's not honored there, sure, everybody's gonna judge that with good reason. But otherwise, when people engage intimately in their own way and with mutual informed consent, with mutual interest and for the good of everybody there, sure, they can understand. It might not be their thing, but they don't judge it. They don't discredit it or they don't condescend it. Number 4, they engage within their arousal zone. This one is extremely important. And I didn't say comfort zone because comfort zone can mean a lot of things. In intimacy, you're looking at arousal zone and pleasurable zone, obviously. Those are extremely important. And yeah, when you're talking sexuality, you're talking arousal mainly, you're talking pleasure. Those are the 2, and relaxation, so the 3 key components of anything that is going to lead to a successful, beautiful, fulfilling, satisfying, epic, memorable, intimate act. A highly valued woman in intimacy obviously knows this. And she knows this about her partner as well. So everybody in that interaction, if we're talking about a couple, because these women also work on themselves, but we'll get to that later on. Everybody in that interaction acts or engages within their arousal zone, pleasure zone, relaxation zone. Highly important. Number 5, they take their time to select an intimate partner. This one is not exactly easy to do, especially in the later or recent years, with all the hookup apps and all the pressure to engage intimately as fast as possible. This one also comes with some experience, so some age, passing, going through some disappointments, making some mistakes. Okay, nobody's, nobody can skip this part. So these women, they've learned their lesson and they take their time to select an intimate partner. And this one is especially challenging, especially now with all the hookup apps, where everybody has the reassurance that actually they can have their pizza delivered at home just by ordering from an app. I used this in the Tinder Apocalypse video. I did a coaching reaction to a video that I found on YouTube. And yeah, this is a reality. A lot of men, especially those that are more appreciated on dating and hookup apps, they expect that every woman that they match with is going to sleep with them. And that's what they look for on the apps. They don't look for their girlfriends or fiancés or life partners on these apps. Not those guys, maybe others, but the ones that are easily matched with a lot of women, totally different thing here. So a lot of people, though not all, I need to stress this one out, will have this somehow expectation that we need to have sex really fast. I was going to say that this one changes with age, but truthfully, it's not just with age. It's with the maturity of a person and really getting clear on what a woman wants in intimacy and with her sexual expression and how she wants to engage with her time, how conscious she is of her sexual energy, and her decision to invest it really carefully. Here, I want to encourage you to check out this video that I did. It's on before you decide to invest in a relationship. Okay, it's about energy exchange in intimacy. And this one is extremely important to be aware of. A highly valued woman in intimacy will know this, for sure. Number 6, this highly valued woman in intimacy will explore with certain standards and with carefully choosing what experiences to explore, so documenting before anything, going to various places as a personal growth approach, not necessarily at orgies or sex parties. There are different ways in which you can explore. Okay, not everybody's built or wired for orgies or for sex parties, and that doesn't mean that the person cannot grow in sexuality. These women know that they can grow in any way that fits them best. There are solutions for absolutely everybody out there. And also, they explore very carefully with a very carefully chosen partner, as we've spoken previously. The idea is this: just because these women are highly valued and open-minded does not mean that they are not selective. To the contrary, these women select, and quite ruthlessly sometimes. They stick to their boundaries because they've learned some lessons and they've extracted the best wisdom out of those lessons. Now, what kind of lessons or what kind of experiences can lead you to extract wisdom? First of all, the beautiful stuff that actually worked for you. Usually that's the highest indicator of what you need for things to work. Sometimes it's really rare for some women to actually match with people that fulfill them to such a high degree in intimacy. So they extract wisdom from the contrast, okay? So the negative experiences. And we're talking about engaging with people that maybe they don't necessarily like, but they feel that they have to in order to have a certain status or be seen better in their social circle that they're in. Or simply engaging with people that they initially like and things look well, but really short in the interaction, not talking in a relationship, just in an interaction. It doesn't take long for them to figure out that it doesn't really work so well, but they are ashamed. That's why it's a lesson to speak up in that moment. And they carry on with what they started for fear of I don't know what. And they later regret that they went through with it, because once something goes wrong, it's obvious that they can't enjoy themselves and probably not the other person either. These are the kind of contrasting experiences where women extract knowledge and wisdom for themselves, okay? Different women, different bodies, different needs. Therefore, similar experiences can end up in completely different ways, and people can extract extremely different wisdom or lessons from them. So these women extract the best stuff for themselves and for their intimate well-being. And last but not least, they can relax around their imperfections. Recently I did a video which is called 3 Foundations for Your Erotic Expression. And I was mentioning in it around having the courage to show up with your imperfections, or having just, like every single human being on the planet having a bad day. Bad hair day, no makeup day, no energy day. Just, days when you don't feel so good, you don't look so good because you don't feel so good. And it's not a drama for them to show themselves also in an imperfect way. So these women that are highly valued in intimacy, they understand, okay, sometimes maybe my body will smell funky, and that's it. Or maybe they worked out, they're sweaty, and their partner actually likes that. It's something that turns them on, and they are not ashamed. Okay, maybe I'm not the freshest right now, but guess what? My partner actually is attracted by that. So they understand that sometimes even their imperfections, okay, bad hair, no makeup, whatever, can still work in their favor, because we're all imperfect beings. And we're all gonna have lows. We're all gonna have moments where maybe we're not so proud of ourselves, but hey, we're still attractive. And they also know this about their partners. The more you look into sexuality and intimacy growth events, you're gonna hear about women who actually are turned on by guys who are sweaty from a workout, and they like that. Okay, they jump the guy in that way. They're not afraid, you know, of a man's raw smells. And I'm not talking taking a dump and then smelling like shit, literally. I'm talking about workout, you know, a man having been physically active, engaged, you know, in a manly way, and they like it. Okay, that's why they are highly valued women in intimacy, because they are not these perfect mannequins that can't be bothered with a bit of, I don't know, no makeup, with a bit of dirt on or sweat or something like that. So, or even with sounds, okay? Sometimes there are some sounds that are really funky and funny in intimacy, and these women are highly valued because, well, they're natural about it. They have some understanding. They don't freak out, creep out, and anything else. So this one is counterintuitive. If you watch any channels around high-class women and all those perfect places, okay, those women are also women. But because they tend for such a perfect image, they also overlook their human side, their natural side, their imperfections, which are attractive. There is an exception to this, though. If you're dating somebody who's just as perfect about everything as you are, then in that case, the two will match. They'll give themselves space in order to just be imperfect. All right, so that's my takeaway. The intention here is that everybody, well, gets a more grounded and mature, if you ask me, view on what it is to be highly valued in intimacy, and have more understanding with yourself and all the decisions that you take, and also with your partner and the decisions that they take. So if this one was a resource for you, then check out the sneak peek into the sex dojo. I actually have it. I've launched this around my birthday, and it's up for a few more days, so check it out. If you decide to join, then there are many, many more videos like those that you see there, with practices, Q&As, all the rich stuff. That's a highly valued resource for you to grow in intimacy. That's it. I'll see you tomorrow with another video. Bye.